Monica will go first because she joined first. And so Monica, just introduce yourself, tuambie your names, if possible, where you are, how you got there, and anything about you that you need us to know. So welcome.
Okay, thank you so much, Thuo, for having me here. So my name is Monica Njehia.
Okay, be audible. I don't know if it's me. Okay, you're good. Yeah.
Okay. Naitwa Monica Njehia, hiyo ndio majina yangu ya kipande. Natoka Eldoret.
Okay.
Naishi Adelaide, South Australia. Nilikuja Australia via student. Okay, nilitumia student visa. I came as a student. Through, nilikuja kama student.
It's the same. It's the same. Yeah.
Then kizungu. Then I've been in Australia. In December nitakuwa 4 years here.
Wow.
Na just recently, like 4-5 months ago, nimekuwa na watu wanaulizanga maswali nakujaje Australia, so I thought there's a gap, I need to share this story Australia. That's why I started my YouTube channel, and I've been so glad by this massive support. Yeah, that's all about me.
Okay, so guys, and so are you still a student there, or what is happening right now? What are you doing right now?
So I finished, so I came in with one year. Okay, nilikuja na 1 year visa ya nursing because I was a nurse back in Kenya, so I was given credit transfers, nikapewa visa ya 1 year. Nilikuja 2018, my school was starting in 2019, nika graduate 2020, nikamaliza hiyo degree yangu, then I had to extend my visa, nikachukua a diploma ya mental health, nika graduate 2021. Then 2022, middle of this year, I got my permanent residence, and God willing, after 1 year next year nitapata my citizenship. But nimerudi shule tena, like nasikia tu nataka kusoma, but I don't need to go to school juu niko na permanent resident, but nasoma tu just for future. Who knows what happens in the future. So currently I'm just continuing with my mental health. I'm doing graduate diploma in mental health in nursing.
Okay, that's really good. And so what you want to say is you're still studying right now, but already you have like a permanent resident.
Yes, I'm a permanent resident. I don't need to study. Unajua tunasomanga sana just to have a status ya kukaa hapa. For me, nimemaliza like mimi na citizen. Okay, permanent resident na citizen is quite almost the same. Difference ni kidogo tu. But then nimeamua nirudi shule juu nataka ku proceed my career. Unajua kamshahara kaende huko juu kiasi.
Okay, so then I think I'll introduce Hilda. You need to introduce yourself, at least now we can start up. You're welcome.
All right, thank you. Hi guys. So my name naitwa Hilda Nanzala Shikuku. Originally from Nakuru. That's where I was born, grew, studied, and worked before I came here. Currently living in Australia. I came in 2017 February. So come February 2023, I'll be 6 years. I think the similar story with Monica. I also came with a 1 year visa. So conversion degree. I was an RN back home, so it was just more of like advancing and then becoming an RN here. So I went to school in 2017, graduated in 2018 February. Then after that, like still look under student visa, so I had to do another diploma. So I did work health and safety, Cert 4 and diploma. 2018, 2019, and then 2020 I got my PR as well, so nikakuwa permanent resident here. I stopped going to school anyway that time. Sani kufanya job kabisa 2020, 2021, and then this year I went back to school. So currently I'm doing my master's in leadership and management. Yeah, pretty much that's me at the moment. Nafanya job.
Okay, so there's something I've noticed that is similar between you and Monica is that you went
Yeah.
there as nurses, like to further your
Yes.
studies as nurses. So does it
Yes.
mean like it's kind of easy to move from Kenya or wherever a person is to Australia as a student?
Yeah, I'd say it's actually the easiest way. Okay, most people that I know, especially Kenyans or let's say third world countries migrants who came here, usually
Mhm.
come as students or partners of students or dependents of students. There are few visas like work visas, but very few, and it's more of skilled visas. So Australia don't source for unskilled visas like mostly from other parts of the world. It's mostly like for you to come here as a skilled visa, they have to advertise that post wakose mtu, and then they source from someone like outside the country. So that's the other thing.
So what you're saying is, if you want to immigrate to Australia, as like if I want to go there to work,
Yes.
I should be skilled.
Yes, it's
Like I
skilled.
should be a skilled worker, highly skilled worker. Like
Highly skilled worker.
those jobs that need people.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Ah, okay. So guys, another question. I have a question for you, Monica. So after you finish your school, how do you transit from now being a student to a permanent resident?
Okay, now permanent residence, you pay a permanent resident, it depends with the course you've done. So there's something they call, okay, there's different pathways to getting your permanent resident. For example, let me give my own. I'm a nurse, so they'll require few things from you. So like for me, they needed my degree, which I had. Then they'll need me to do something called skills assessment. That is a body in Australia yenye ina assess my skills. For them to assess my skills, they'll need my English. They'll need what else will they need, Hilda? They'll need my English. Then they'll need to verify that I went to an institution here in Australia or back in our country. But for my case, they assessed me from Australia. So they checked the university that I went. So I had to send in my papers, my certificates, my transcripts. Then there's a small fee I paid. Then if they give me a positive skills assessment, then I can go ahead and apply for permanent resident. Now the permanent resident, so I used an agent. So I send my agent documents, like passports, personal documents, passports, education documents, marriage certificates if you're married, and if you have kids, you have to send in the documents for your kids, like birth certificates. Then you have to send bills, like to show the evidence to show that you've been staying in Australia. So I had to send my bills, like electricity bills, water bills, lease to show that you've been staying in Australia, and to show that you're a legal you've been staying in Australia legally. I had to send my visa and my previous visas to show that I have been living in Australia legally again. Then what else? Then there's a small fee as well to the Home Affairs. Then the agent ananifanyia application, because there are people who apply for themselves, but then something else I've forgotten. I need to get a job first before I start this application. I have to get a job, and then they require a certain amount of experience. For instance, when I applied, they wanted a registered nurse to have an experience of 3 months continuous, 40 hours a fortnight. So I have to send in my pay slips. I have to send in a statement of service from my employer to verify that I've been working for them. And then now the agent goes ahead and makes the application for me. The application, they send the application to the state. Naishi state inaitwa South Australia. South Australia has to decide whether they'll accept me or not. In my case, they accepted me. Then the agent goes ahead now. After anatuma kitu inaitwa state nomination. So the state has to nominate me and say, we are happy to nominate Monica and give her a permanent resident to live in South Australia. Then after that, now the agent goes ahead and lodges that permanent resident. It's just like a normal visa, but the only difference is that the state has to nominate you.
So Monica, I have a question. Is the agent in Kenya or in Australia?
No, the agent I used is here, is a lawyer, an immigration lawyer.
Okay. So what about you, Hilda? How was your transition from student to where you are today?
To being a resident. Okay, fine. So mine was a little bit different. Yangu ilikuwa, it's called point system, like whereby you have to have a certain number of points for you to qualify to apply for the visa. The most important thing is age. So like last time I said, the most age and you wanna consider up like very, very fertile, let's say unawaka kabisa 25 to 32 years. That gives you the highest point on that point system. So that gives you 30 points. And then from there, you also need your degree. I think it gives you 10 points. And then work experience, because I had worked back home a little bit of 3 years, I think. So that gave me 5 points. And then working in this country again inakuongezea points. So mine, I did apply myself. Mimi mwenyewe nilijifanyia application because nilikuwa tu peke yangu. Sikuona need ya kutumia agent or anything. It's very easy, very straightforward. You go in, uki apply na kuprompt you to the next and the next and the next. So ukimaliza shule upate hizo points zote, you just apply and then you wait. So mine was actually, I got my visa within a month or 2 weeks. It was so quick, very, very quick. Nili apply kama Wednesday, by Friday wamerespond already. Nika attach other documents. Payslip za home zilikuwa zinasumbua. Unajua home tu wanasumbuaga sometimes. Then they sent me, nika attach, and then 2 weeks later nikapata. So that's the difference here. Mi yangu ikuwa state, ilikuwa more self-sponsored visa, 189 points.
Okay, so let me. Okay, Monica, you can speak.
I just realized. I just realized. So PR, I wanted to say this PR. Yeah, Hilda is 189. Is the same. Yote zinaitwa PR, but now pia yangu ni same. Alafu yangu inaitwa 190. Pia yangu ni a point based. So for example, nani amesema kuhusu age. So if you're married, like for me, I was married when I applied. So if you're married, your points goes down. Then if you're single, your points goes up. So you're a higher chance of getting the visa. Another thing, you umesema nini? Age, and then marital status.
Marital status, degree, college education, either Australian or...
Yes, the more you study, the more points. The more points, yeah. Like for me, nilikuwa na degree na diploma, so that gives you a higher point. And then your spouse, like for me, my spouse had to do English. Kama hawezi kufanya English, that brings a burden to me. I have to get a higher, easy PTE na IELTS. I have to do nifanye for both of us. So like for me, my husband hakutaka kufanya my English, so I had to carry the burden for both of us. I had to do PTE nipate 89, which was stressful for me. And then another thing, I was pregnant, so I got my baby before the visa came. So ya Hilda nasikia yake ilitoka mapema, yangu it took almost a year. So I applied last year in September, and I was pregnant. Then I gave birth. We told the immigration there's change of circumstance. There's a baby who has come on board, and we need to add the baby on the visa. It took another from September we tulipata visa this July. So the processing time will always differ from one person to the other.
Yeah, it's very individual, really different.
So let me take you back. So I'll start with you, Hilda. What was the cost of you moving from Kenya to Australia as a student? That is visa-wise, school. How did you get to apply for the school? All that process. Can you tell us? Because I have seen people asking, how much do I need to immigrate to Australia as a student? Yeah, that process. Can you take us through it?
Okay, so my journey started back in 2016 through a friend whom we studied back together. Tulikuwa college back in KMTC together. So she came here, I think 2015, and then I got interested. So I started asking questions. she told me you'll need like slightly more than a meal to process everything and come here. The first thing that you need, and very, very importantly, you need to have a passport. Unajua kuna watu watasema wanataka kutravel, but they haven't even started like the process of having a passport or anything. So you need to have a valid passport. And then the other very, very important thing yenye tunaanzaga na mi mtu akiniuliza like swali hata privately, I'll tell you, passport na driving, those two very crucial. Driving here is not luxury, it's a basic need. You need to move from point A to point B using a car. So you really need to know how to drive, and you have to have a valid license as well. Now the other thing, the best thing about Kenya and Australia, we are all Commonwealth countries. So if you come here with a DL ya Kenya nyeko valid, you can drive here. Driving is same, right hand side, almost similar rules and stuff. So passport, license. And then the other thing, you need to know what course you need to study, because not all of us are nurses. Not everyone wants to do nursing. So when mwenyewe unajita mkutano, okay, maybe you've studied back home, uko na a little bit of background degree or something. Or do you want to pursue that area? Do you want to change to something else? That's the other thing. Because hapo ndio jani sasa wanga ina scatter towards different pathways and directions. Once you've identified your course, you need to know what uni you need to go to, because Australia is very big. It's very wide actually. Kutoka kwenye niko mpaka kwenye Monica is 3 hours flight. It's the same country. Unaona hata time zone is different. So it's very big. You need to know.
Australia is a continent and a country at the same time.
Yeah, we have 5 states and territories as well. Na kila state iko na laws. Like ni kama ka continent, ka country, but iko na 2 different countries in there. So we have like different states with different laws and everything. So kutoka hapo una narrow down, what do I need to study? Where do I need to study? Kuna units. Mimi niko Western Australia, Perth. Kuna South Australia, there's Victoria, there's New South Wales, uko Sydney, there's Brisbane, there's Northern Territory, uko Darwin. It's huge, it's massive. From there, you've identified the school that you want to go. Okay, what course do you want to study? Una narrow down. Okay, I want to do nursing. Una Google requirements. Very, very crucial, very important, because you might want to study something but you don't qualify, or you don't have the prerequisites or the requirements. So this is nursing. Nataka kufanya nursing. What do I need? English, Kizungu ni lazima, because they call nursing like it's a service. Yeah, there's so many. You can do IELTS, you can do PTE. For me nowadays, I advise, okay, this is my own very personal opinion. I advise people to do PTE. It's quite easier. People tend to pass than IELTS. IELTS ni poa, but it can be very challenging. Na kuanguka pia ni rahisi, and it's expensive as well. So kuna PTE, kuna IELTS. You do that, any of that. Unaangalia kwa hiyo requirements, itakwambia how much you need. Nursing inataka 7 in each, so you have to have 7 in listening, you have to have 7 in reading, you have to have 7 in speaking, and hiyo ingine inakuanga gani? Writing 7, alafu average ya 7. So hata ukipata 7 kwa writing alafu upate 6.5 kwa reading, sometimes you don't qualify, because those are the same points that you need.
7 up.
Yes, 7 up. That's the band, yeah. But sasa hapo tena you really have to read on the course requirements of the hiyo shule unataka, yenyewe mwenyewe umechagua unataka. Unaangalia course requirements, nursing wanataka gani, 6.5 or 7. Okay, Hilda hapo kwa Kizungu rudia tena for the one seated at the back. Okay, fine. You need to identify the school, get the English, so ujue kama ni IELTS unafanya ama ni PTE. But kwa yote, just at least have some guidelines. Go with the requirements of that particular course of the school. Jo unataka kupata points ngapi. So I'll talk about nursing because I'm an RN myself. It's 7. So 7 in reading, 7 in writing, 7 listening, and 7 in speaking. And then band total average equals 7 at all, or up 8, 9, perfect. But below that, utarudia mtihani. Ukishamaliza hapo,
just pause for a moment. So guys, there's something I'll request you to do. First of all, pose the questions. You know, she's speaking when she cannot read the question and speak at the same time. So she's going just to brief us, and then I'll give you a chance to ask those questions. You know,
exactly.
For you not to feel like we are not answering you and all that. Another thing, Hilda, you have to be like a Southeast Asian teacher. You have to speak like a little bit slowly for them to understand.
I'm a very fast talker, by the way. I'm a fast talker, I know.
Yeah, so that at least they can understand.
Okay, but okay. hata nimepotea. Where were we again? Okay, so fine. Ukisha identify shule, know the requirements. Ukishajua requirements, sasa unaona inakusaidia ku narrow down. Okay, kizungu umetengeneza, umekuwa passport, umefanya driving. Now the next thing, tafuta agent. The best thing with Australia, getting an agent is very straightforward. Haina ukora mingi sana because all agents are wako wanachangwaje, wameandikwa chini, like they are listed down. You can type up and then you can see them, like all they are registered. That's the word. They are registered and they have a number. So to ukiambiwa kuna agent fulani inaitwa hivi, just don't go blindly. Uko new or something, just search them up and see. Alafu sana pia kwa shule, ukipata shule wanga inasema listed agents. Ni wengi, I'll list a few. Ni wengi, but shule mostly wanakuanga na agents. Watu wananipeleka mbio, wanakuanga na agents wao, wanga wana link hapo kwa link yao. So then that's the way unaenda kwa agent sasa. So kwa agent you pay na vary from I think 15,000 to nimesikia imefika 30. Me when I came I paid 9,000. 30. Sasa ukifika kwa agent atakuitisha documents zote kulingana na course unaenda kufanya. Everything. Alafu hapo sasa ndio una apply shule. Apply shule. Okay, the other thing wame change this time. Haiko kwanga time yetu. Saizi wanaitisha bank statement before upewe shule confirm inakuchukua. Wanataka kuona you can pay for the fee and you can support yourself. See yetu ngonga tu una apply unapata letter. But nowadays wanaitisha bank statement prior. So total cost enye mimi nilitumia kutoka home mpaka I'd say 1.7 or 1.8 M. Hiyo ilikuwa school fees, medicals, biometrics, visa na air ticket. Pocket money ilikuwa kando na pocket money. You need a bit of money kukuja ku kickstart life. And then kitu important, let's confirm pesa kwanza. Yeah, what size ni 2M over 2M 2022. Juu fee wanga inapanda. Every year they tend to increase a little bit of fee. Wanaongeza na wakiongeza ukichange na pesa Kenya it's too much, like in terms of hundreds of thousands. Sai 2M ukiwa na 2M depending na course na bank statement. But Monica alikuwa anasema kuna shule huko Australia kwenye niko personally more stringent. It's getting more stringent. That's true and tougher because things get changing all the time. As I said last time, when tunakujanga mbele tunaenda either tukitengeza ama tukiharibia wenye wanakuja in future. So people would come here sometimes without your bank statement. Unafika sasa ile fee yenye ulilipa tu ndio unasoma. Kufika next semester una fee and you can't even raise the money. Now it becomes an issue, see? But because they also need to cover themselves, wakakuja na those regulations. Like you have to prove first you can cater for your studies and for your upkeep for them to give you a letter. So 2M size 2022 2M na bank statement ya 4.5M kinda. So in Western Australia that is. Mm-hmm.
With bank statement, does it have to be mine, or I can use someone else's bank statement, like my parents or something?
Yes, you can use, not necessarily yours is better, but you can use your parents, you can use your close relatives, let's say uncle, auntie, maybe cousin. As long as tena the other thing, this is the other catch I saw, and the other sikuwa najua ina exist mpaka this year, you have to prove relationship. The person anakupatia bank statement. Who are they to you? Because the other thing, unajua hizi vitu zote ukiona kuna measures, there must be a problem before. People would come or they would show bank statement, but wakifika hapa you don't have access. Juu mtu amekupatia, so you don't have access to the money. Unahangaika, unateseka. Na hii country without money utateseka. It's not even a secret. So the other thing, they need to be sure you can access the money, but it doesn't matter. Ukifika hapa una hustle like nobody's business na unajitegemea. That's the other thing. But just coming, you have to do the right things to come here. It's not for the chosen few, my dear.
The visa process, how was it?
Kuna mtu anasema ati bank statement for the chosen few. Akiwoye usikuwe na your attitude, just be open-minded.
Yeah, there's so many things. Like bank statement actually should not be a problem. The problem should be
it should not be a problem.
The problem should be that
if you want to come, exactly. Bora tu umepata pesa ya kulipa fee. Hiyo ingine na imagine utafika nayo hapa. Utafika. Bora upate tu pesa ya fee na hizo matumizi. Bank statement utafika. Don't worry. There's always ways. Si mwa Kenya na wasinisikie. Okay. Okay, sorry, visa process. So visa process, So umeapply shule, umepata letter, then you have to pay fee. So ukilipa fee, they give you another letter inaitwa confirmation of enrollment. This is to confirm that your position imekuwa held for that course that you've applied. Umelipa fee and then you wait, wanatuma hiyo COE inaitwa confirmation of enrollment. Ulipata hapo pesa, I'll tell you later. Hiyo tutaongea kwa chit chat. Inquisitive hapa.
Yeah, there are some questions that are a bit tough to answer, especially for public. Again, the keyword is you just need to have your school fee money na hizi pesa za kukupeleka like the ticket and all that is 2M. Hii mambo ya 4 point something ya bank statement, just forget about it for now. It should not be an issue, you know. So you should be focusing on enough money for your school fees. That is your term ya kwanza ama ni semester, I am not sure. Yeah, and then ticket and then biometrics and visa and all that, like those charges that you'll incur in your process.
So ukipata hiyo confirmation of enrollment, then now you're ready to apply for your visa to come to Australia, whichever state you're going. Utaitishwa sasa, hapo ndo utaitishwa documents zote. Agent wako lazima aone the originals, they are the ones who certify, so wanaangalia if they are legit documents zikuwa za huko River Road or stuff like that. They have to check everything, wanafanya background check and everything. And then una apply wa visa. It's very straightforward. Visa za me tangu nikuje hakuna mtu ashaini apply. I've always been doing it personally myself, so it's very easy, very straightforward. Una log in, una create account inaitwa IMMI account, but from Kenya you can't do it for yourself, somebody else has to do it for you. That's the rule.
And before I forget, last time you mentioned ukasema there are some agents who are in Westlands.
Yes,
can you share with us about them, Mama?
Yeah, I can. Hata nitawaambia hapa, nitasema tu either kuna options, kuna agents inaitwa options. I'll type it up. Wacha nimaliza alafu nitaitype options and visions zenye najua hata yenye nilikuja nayo and stuff like that. So umelipa school fees, uko na documents zote ready from high school, English is ready, your degree is ready, your college, whatever documents you need. Kama unataka kuattach partner wako, husband, partner, watoto, you have to have all their details ready. Juu ukiata mtu nje kwa visa ya kwanza, it can be very very hard to put them later in future. Juu watakuuliza why were they not there in the first place. Itakuwa a very complicated process. So everyone that unataka kwa hiyo visa, you put them there. Hata kama mtakuwa mnakuja now that time, they need to be on that visa. You mna apply pamoja. So like you apply. Yes, you have to list them down, everyone. Not lakini si ati extended family, they are very strict on that. So it's either kama ni when bibi sasa, so your husband and your kids. If it's the husband, no, your wife and the kids, and you have to prove. So marriage certificate, birth certificates, and those like legal documents. Agent anakuapply visa, anajaza kila kitu, ana submit. Akisubmit, kuna kitu inaitwa biometrics. Inafanyangwa hapo Westlands. If you're lucky, you can go the same day. Ni kwenda kuchukuliwa vidole, fingerprints na 3D facial recognition. Unaingia sasa international database. Ndio ukifanya any crime in any country, the Interpol wanakukujia. So fingerprints, face and everything. And then the next thing ni kuchukua medicals zinafanywa Gigiri IOM. Huko ndo ya Australia inafanyaga. Depending na kwa unakuja kufanya watu wa pesa basi ya kisoma comments una lose focus.
Okay, let me just
really? Kuna mtu anataka kuuza kidney huko.
Imagine you guys, let me tell you something.
You're not serious.
You know when you want something, the problem is always not the money. Okay, money is a factor, but even you getting the school that you want to go to, having everything on like you have everything on your tips, then money you can borrow from people or even from friends and family and all that. So money should not be a factor. And again, 2 million is not too much. 2 million it's only that you have to like, for me unaweza kuja uniambia Pauline nisaidie na 2,000 nikwambie sina, not because I don't have money, but you didn't give me a good reason for me to give you that money. Okay, so pesa si shida is even you getting the right pathway to get wherever you want to go, you know. So I guess Monica, do you have something to add to that? Ama Hilda umemaliza?
wacha aongee kwanza. So let's talk together because
Okay.
it's the same thing anyway.
Okay,
Wacha nisome comments.
niko na two things nataka ku add. Or now, sorry, a bank statement, it may differ from one person to another. Sio lazima provide bank statement. For example, just 4 months ago, nilileta brother yangu. If anyone has watched my YouTube video, you'll see I brought my brother 4 months ago. Na hakuitishwa bank statement hata. Now, unaweza itishwa bank statement ama ukose. So, watu msiogope ati juu ya bank statement. It's not a must uitishwe. Pia English, si lazima uitishwe. So, you need to first identify shule unataka kwenda kwanza. Make the application through an agent. Then they'll give you the conditions. From there, sasa ndio utaanza kuwari, okay, wamenitisha bank statement. But usiwari kwanza na hata uja make any applications. Take the step kwanza ya ku-apply. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about, what is it? Okay, nime mention the agents hapo. The other thing is this, I wanted to say, wenye wanasema hamna pesa. Do you know, maybe 90% of the people wenye tuko hapa Australia, we didn't have that money. Let me use myself. Mimi ni wale watu wa huko kijiji wenye hakuna mtu angefikiria ati mtoto wa mama yangu mimi ningepanda ndege niende majuu. I'm telling you, I cannot, of course saizi nikisema people may not believe, but just believe me. Sisi tulikuwa wale wenye tulikuwa tunaitwa watu the poorest. But then mimi venye tu Hilda amesema, I had a schoolmate alikuja huku hivi Australia, alikuwa mbele yangu. Then nikaona msee amekuja majuu, amegraduate, anapost picha mzuri nini Facebook. I was like, sisi hatuna pesa, but I want to go there. So I told my parents, and my mom was like, my mom was like, sasa wewe tulistruggle hata kukulipia nini, tuko na madeni, unadhani utaenda aje majuu? But I told Mimi, I've always been a believer in God. Niliambia God manze, tumekuwa poor for long. Like hakuna mtu anaweza dhania my mom ati kuna mtu atamrespect juu. Unajua ukikuwa poor watu wanakuchukia. Like they don't even respect you. They cannot even yes, they respect you because of what you have. Yes. Yeah. So people have never even respected my mom. Hata akikusimama aseme kitu, they are like, huyu anatuambia nini na hata haezi nunua viatu or whatever. But I kept telling God, wewe hizi silver and gold, they are yours. You have to provide for us because I have to go to Maju. Then I told my dad. My dad ana kakitu, but my dad was like, mimi nilisema nyinyi mtasoma. Hata kucheka. My dad was like, nilisema mtasoma, sina kitu lakini mimi am supporting you spiritually. My dad was supporting me spiritually. Wow. Then do you know, I organized for during I graduated kole. And I didn't, hata hakuna mtu alinipeleka nini graduation. Juu hata hatukuwa na do. Hata hawana fare ya kunipeleka graduation. Then I organized for fundraising. I did myself. I called people wenye nilikuwa najua, my fellow students, my primary school, watu wa primary, walimu wangu wa primary and high school. I sent these messages to everyone, watu wa chat, and I told them, look, mi nataka kwenda kupursue masomo yangu, nataka kwenda kufurther my studies in abroad. They were like, okay, we'll support you. Do you know what? Guys came and they supported me. I think I raised, how much did I think we raised like half M in one single day. Juu nilienda hadi kwa MP, nikaenda sijui kwa watu wametoka LD. Kama kuna mtu ananijua hapa anajua nilikuwa nafuataga ma MP, sijui ma MCA nini. I raised half M. Of course half M si hata nusu ya pesa yenye nilikuwa nahitaji, but I kept trusting God. Na sasa nikaenda kwa family, and then I got family who gave me my loans. Nikapata my loan kwa bank. By the way, you can still take a loan from the bank, and trust me, you'll pay it. Mi nika raise do, nikachanga hivyo kidogo, and then voila, I had all the money. Nikakuja Australia. So nilikuja Australia na madeni. So nikangangana nikapay school fees, and then before the second year iishe nilikuwa nishalipa madeni zangu zote. So msiogope, imagine hizi pesa God will provide if you guys believe in God. Imagine msiogope maneno ya do. As long as you believe.
That's when nimesema despite money being a factor, you should first think about you. Can I even get a university? Umepata university, hizo ndio vitu zenye unafaa kupanga. Money will come because I've told you people have money. Unaona? Lakini kutoa pesa kwa mtu kwa mfuko saizi eti niende kwa hidden nimwambie nipe pesa fulani. I have to have a good reason and I'm convinced for sure I should give any person money. Lakini kama I don't have that reason, you will come to me, I'll tell you mimi sina pesa. Yeah. So the thing is, don't worry about the money. It's a factor, but you should not worry. Unajua mtu anasikia 2M. I'm sure saizi, by the way I was going through my M-Pesa statement. I will not say it, but pesa zimepita hapo. I was thinking, if hizi pesa zote nimeziweka hapo, then I'm a millionaire. Juu pesa ziko, it's only that you don't allocate, it's only that hazina allocations. But when you decide like I want to save for this and this and this, and then utaomba hata Monica umesikia nifanya harambee and all that, it's possible, you know. You just need to have a positive mind and then work tusikue nini. Don't let us not be lazy when it comes to sourcing for information and when looking for help. Unajua unaweza kuwa unataka usaidizi lakini hautaki kutafuta usaidizi. So that's another thing. Yeah. So I think that's really good. So for now, it's already past 35 minutes. I'm going to give guys a chance to ask questions. But before we do that, I'll ask, there's a question I need to ask about tourist visa. How easy is it to get a tourist visa to Australia? Do you guys know how much it costs or what one needs to get a tourist visa? Or have you invited anyone to Australia?
Good question. So tourist, okay, I'll go. Do you want to go first or should I go first, Monica?
We can go first because she
yeah, so tourist visa to Australia is more like do-wise, ni pesa. Ukiwa na do, you can easily come because all you need to prove is like you have a few places in mind that you need to come and visit. Na ukwe na return ticket ya kuonyesha utarudi home. It's actually not that expensive. I think ni $200. That's $200, maybe 20,000, let's say 20k kulipa per person, and last sana ufanye two biometrics na medicals. I think that's it.
So that's the visa money, like 20k.
Yeah, hiyo ni tourist visa ya kulipa visa. Sasa lakini air ticket lazima ufactor in air ticket hapo, na air ticket huko inakuwa expensive ever 24/7, hundreds of thousands.
Okay, so let me ask you, Hilda, do you know of an agent mwenye anasaidiananga kuchukua hizi tourist visa?
Tourist visa, okay, me personal experience yenye niko nayo tourist visa ni kuapply mtu from here, like ile una invite kama madhe. Yeah, una invite kama madhe, unaandika hiyo letter, alafu unamuapply wewe mwenyewe from here. From back home, I honestly I'll be lying if I say I know somebody who does it, but from here.
So let me ask you, because there's someone who asked about her going to Australia to maybe the boyfriend or something. Do you mean the boyfriend can do the application while in Australia?
Yes.
What about how is she going to get the visa? Is it not stamped in the passport or
no,
of electronics?
So our visas are usually online. Like there's no a passport. Like hakunanga ile ya passport yenye nini, visa inakuwa attached kwa passport, usually online. So it's mostly email communication. Unatumia visa yako and then you can, if you opt, you can print it out, but alternatively wakiweka passport number yako, they just see all the visas zenye uko nazo za kunini hapa. So si hatunanga hiyo ya kuweka kwa nini kwa passport.
So that's really nice. Hiyo ni poa because it means like someone can apply you for that visa while still in Australia, which is a bit easy, I guess. So kama uko na mtu umesikia, you're supposed to ask them.
Ama kuna watu huko of course wamejaa. Na kama uko single na unatafuta mtu, slide kwa DM huko kwa Facebook, kwa everywhere. Lakini msema nimemwambia, and then they can invite you to come and visit. But you really have to prove. Australian visas are the hardest and yet the easiest to get. If you can prove you're genuine, it's very easy to get. Lakini kama iko na ish like mtu mmoja tu akireza bro akiquery, then that's a problem. But if everything is okay, it's hainanga vitu mob. Una apply to, it goes quiet, boom, email, visa grant. There's hata unaweza
to get someone in Australia. I'm asking this for all of us.
For another person.
For all of us.
It's actually, I wouldn't say it's hard or is it. Unajua inategemea intentions na soko iko available. Soko iko, there's always need. Demand, supply chain, there's always there. Ni venye tu watu bado ni makina Kevo na kina Mabrayo, of course, but kuna watu in short. Kuna watu.
Okay, so
we are racist. Miss K, let me address. Okay, you know, when you live in a country that's not your birth country, you'll expect anything. Racism is everywhere, not necessarily in Australia. Iko kila mahali, either subtle or very evident. Those are the kind of things we deal with mara moja moja. Unajua yes kosa, hii kala yetu sijui ilikosea watu nini, but yeah, you'll get it once in a while.
So before
kuna mtu anatupeleka dating site. What are you tunajibu baadaye, Brenda? What if jamii bado tuko online?
We'll talk about okay, I have another question before I give people the chance to ask. Can someone who is already in Australia connect someone else who is outside of Australia with a job? Like maybe kwenye kuna job openings na